What is a water damaged building? In a water damaged building, the humidity is higher than what it should be. You can live in places that are humid, such as Florida or Houston. Hello, that's where we are. And the humidity can be ideal. But if the humidity goes up, all you got to do is provide food for mold, bacteria, and then they grow. So inside the interior of a water damaged building may not only be just mold, but it can be bacteria that's from basically toilet water or comes in under the foundation, or actinomycetes. If you're colonized with that, you take it with you. You breathe it in, it hits the back of your throat, you swallow it, it can get into your bloodstream, into your lungs, into your skin. So drywall and what covers drywall, which is paper, cellulose, that feeds mold. So the interior of a water damaged building means the humidity is too high, and you may have all three of those things growing in your home. People say mold is everywhere. That's true. But if you're in closed walls, the humidity is too high, and there's only 5 species of mold that make people sick. We'll put those in here. There's only 5 types of mold that make people sick. We get good things from mold, like penicillin. However, if the wrong types of mold grows, it can cause all kinds of things like narcolepsy. You may be chronically fatigued, or you may suffer from insomnia and think, what's wrong with me? But it may be related to a water damaged building. One of the first questions is, do you have musty smells? Musty smells aren't necessarily mold, but it might be bacteria. So that's number one. If you see anything, do you see visible growth? When you look at the air conditioning registers, do you see stuff up in there? Just because you see something, you don't know if it's bacteria or mold. You don't know. You must test. Another is if you live in a water damaged building, there might be peeling of paint, there might be buckling of baseboards, and just the visible stuff around you. So look at the ceiling tiles, look at the outside of the home too. You want to make sure that there's weep holes all the way around a building. And you also want to be sure that there aren't water stains. Another thing that you need to remember is that the absolute humidity within a structure needs to be lower. You don't need 60% humidity. You want 50 or less, or maybe even a lot less. So this is where an indoor environmental professional can help you. You want to put into your air conditioning system a whole home dehumidifier if at all possible. There are special ionization things that you can put into the HVAC. There might be growth in there, but there's a thing in your air conditioning system called a plenum. A plenum is like the hood of a car. You look in it, there should be no microbial growth whatsoever. Additionally, you can ask an air conditioning repairman to do what's called a pressure test. That's where they put pressure through the ventilation system, and there should not be a leak greater than 3%. If there's a leak greater than 3%, then air that is not clean can get into your HVAC system beyond where the plenum is. Additionally, you should have someone look at the coils. So you have the condenser on the outside of your house, and then it comes in, and then there's coils. There should be no growth anywhere in there. So if you live within the interior of a water damaged building, you must test, even if you're in new construction. Sometimes they'll lay plywood out, throw it up into a wall cavity, then they'll put drywall, float it, tape it, seal that, but that wood was water damaged and it's going to grow mold in that enclosed space, and then it's going to off gas to the rest of your home. You can have the cleanest home and brand new construction, and you might have water damage and not know it. So the only way to test is by doing an environmental test. How do you know if the interior of your home has water damage? Well, we recommend doing one of several types of tests. I'll go through those. The company that we recommend is Envirobiomics. They're based out of San Antonio, Texas. Inside this little kit, you can pick this up at our office or we can ship it to you. If you're one of our patients, what I love is we get notification of what the results are. There will be a set of gloves and a Swiffer cloth that has been vacuum sealed into a bag. You take the Swiffer cloth out, and the object of testing is to avoid rooms that have a relatively high humidity, because that's going to be distorted from what's in the dust of your home. So think of this: you go high and you want to collect lots of dust from at least 10 surfaces. You do not want to wipe back and forth. You want to wipe one direction. So put your gloves on, stand up on a ladder. If you have ceiling fans in large rooms, you wipe down one blade, wipe on the underside. You can do the other surface. Behind TVs, behind furniture and pictures, we don't clean the backs of our pictures routinely. Well, if you've got a housekeeper that does, I don't do mine. Anyway, start, tilt your picture out, wipe one way, next, and don't rub back and forth. So the object is to cover that Swiffer, turn it gray or black with dust. And if that means that you have to not clean for 3 weeks or so, that's a good thing to do. Another great way to collect dust in your home is take green contractor trash bags, cut them in strips, and use painter's tape and put it along the walls. The electrostatic attraction of the dust will allow you to collect large quantities of dust in a short period of time. You're going to be looking for, number one, mold. So mycotoxins, there's only 5 that cause disease in people. A HVAC test measures that. Now, if you rent a home or you're planning on moving, I would just do a HVAC to check for those 5 species of mold. Or if you're in an apartment, because if you're not investing for the future, you just need to know if the air you breathe is clean for you. If you own your home or you're planning on building and moving into a new home, when that structure is ready, we recommend test number 7. Test number 7 from Envirobiomics includes 3 things: the HVAC, which is the 5 species of mold; endotoxins, which come from those nasty little gram-negative poopy water bacteria that come in under the foundation of the home, or from overflowed toilets or leaky dishwashers or refrigerators in your kitchen; and actinomycetes, which is a gram-positive bacteria.